In the dead of night, the small town of Mellor was shrouded in an eerie silence, broken only by the distant whispers of the wind. However, the whispers that echoed through the empty streets were unlike any other. They were spectral, ethereal, and filled with a sense of foreboding. The townsfolk of Mellor, a community once known for its tranquility, began to live in fear. The whispers seemed to follow them, haunting their dreams and causing them to question their own sanity. Detective Arthur Rayner, a seasoned investigator, was called upon to unravel the mystery. He arrived in Mellor with a determined look in his eyes and a mind sharp as a razor, ready to confront the spectral whispers that had gripped the town. His first order of business was to speak with the locals. Their stories were terrifyingly consistent. The whispers were always the same, always spectral, and always filled with a chilling message: "You're next." Rayner delved into the town's history, searching for any clue that could explain the spectral whispers. He discovered that Mellor was built on the site of an ancient burial ground, where the spirits of the dead were said to roam. As the days turned into nights, the spectral whispers grew louder, and the townsfolk lived in a state of constant fear. Rayner knew he had to act quickly, lest the spectral whispers claim another victim. He decided to venture into the burial ground at midnight, the time when the spectral whispers were the loudest. Armed with nothing but his wits and his courage, he stepped into the darkness. The burial ground was a chilling sight, with headstones toppled and graves unearthed. The air was thick with a sense of despair, and the spectral whispers seemed to grow louder with each step Rayner took. Suddenly, he felt a cold hand touch his shoulder. He spun around, ready to face whatever spectral entity had appeared before him. But there was nothing there. The spectral whispers continued, growing louder and more insistent. Rayner felt a presence behind him, and he knew he had found the source of the spectral whispers. He turned to face the spirit, and his heart nearly stopped. It was the ghost of a woman, her eyes filled with despair and sadness. The ghost explained that she was the mother of a child who had been buried in the burial ground years ago. She had been unable to rest, her spectral whispers echoing through the town, causing fear and despair. Rayner listened intently, his mind racing as he tried to figure out a solution. He knew he had to help the spectral woman and the town of Mellor. He promised her that he would find a way to free her and silence the spectral whispers forever. With renewed determination, Rayner returned to the town and set about finding a way to appease the spectral woman's spirit. He worked tirelessly, day and night, until he found a solution. He would build a monument in the burial ground, a place where the spectral woman could rest in peace. The townsfolk of Mellor joined forces to build the monument, and once it was complete, the spectral whispers finally fell silent. The spectral woman was at peace, and the town of Mellor was once again filled with the laughter of children and the sound of life. Detective Arthur Rayner left Mellor with a sense of satisfaction. He had solved the mystery of the spectral whispers, and he had brought peace to the spectral woman and the town of Mellor. As he walked away, he couldn't help but feel a sense of awe at the power of the supernatural, and he knew that he would never forget the spectral whispers of Mellor.